Okay guys, so today we are going to talk about the mean absolute deviation, or MAD for short. Now briefly put, MAD is the average distance each point is from the mean. Now my notes took about a whole notebook piece of paper, so you might want to get that out to have enough room. So step one, we're going to find the mean, all right? Now the mean, if you remember, is the average, and we find the mean by adding up every single data point that we have, and in this case that adds up to 115, and then we divide by how many total numbers there are. So in this case we have 10 total numbers, so we do 115 divided by 10 equals 11.5. So that's our mean for this data. That's the average of this whole data set. Moving on to step two, we're going to find each number's distance from the mean. So we're seeing how far is each one of these numbers away from the average. So you'll see what I did here is I used subtraction to figure out how far each point was. Moving on to step three, we have to find the average distance from the mean. Okay, this is actually going to tell us what our mean absolute deviation is. So just like we did finding the mean for the data set, to find the mean for how far everything is, we add those distances up. So you'll see that after I found how far each point was from the mean, I rewrote those distances down here and added them all together to get 28. Now to find the average, I have to divide by how many numbers there are. We see that there are 10 numbers, so 28 divided by 10 equals 2.8. So this means on average, each of these points are 2.8 away from our mean, which is 11.5. Okay, so to recap here, the average distance from the mean is the mean absolute deviation. In this case, our mean absolute deviation is 2.8. We found that by first finding our mean, which was 11.5, figuring out how far each point was away from our mean. Then we took all of those distances and found those average, or found that average. So we did 28 divided by 10 to get 2.8. So again, 2.8 is our mean absolute deviation. I'm going to have an example for you to complete after this, so let me know if you have any trouble with it, and I'll get back with you.